Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Money is Emotional podcast. I am your host, Christine Luken. Today's episode is Feng Shui Your Way to Abundance, and I have such a fun and fascinating conversation lined up for you. I am joined by Janine Lowe, an award-winning Feng Shui consultant, Chinese astrologer, and founder of the J. Lowe Feng Shui Academy. With decades of experience, Janine helps people transform their homes, businesses, and lives by working with energy, intention, and ancient Chinese wisdom. She blends traditional feng shui principles with modern living in a way that's both practical and powerful. Janine is also a radio host on UK Health Radio and has trained students around the world to become certified feng shui consultants. Janine, welcome to the show.
Hi, Christine. Looking forward to talking to you on your show for sure.
Well, let's start at the beginning. What is your story and how did you get into feng shui and Chinese astrology?
Ooh, how far can we go back?
As far as you'd like. As far as you think is relevant. How about that?
Okay. So I was born an intuitive, even though I didn't know that when I was younger. I was lucky to be surrounded by a lot of really good friends who were used to my random things of answering phones before they rang or finishing their conversations, and no secrets here. One of my friends said, and we were talking many years ago, they were like, isn't it going to be really, some people just don't understand the fact you can go into a house and you can sense things, yeah. So they suggested learning Feng Shui. Well, Feng Shui to me was amazing because suddenly I can go into people's house. I love Feng Shui. Feng Shui is making sure the energy in the house is right, etc. And so I used to go, I hid it from people. I'm a certified Feng Shui consultant. And I go in I used to go under the pretext of just doing Feng Shui. Learning Feng Shui, I then went into Chinese astrology, metaphysics, Chinese astrology, and they are like sisters or brothers. They work so well together. And Feng Shui is about timing. So for me, I use Feng Shui for so many different reasons that people want to ask. I'm not going to answer all your questions now all in one thing because you'll be going, oh, I'm going to ask you that, Janine. No, but basically I got into Feng Shui because I was an intuitive and it was a nice disguise to hide behind.
Very interesting. So for someone who's brand new to this, what exactly is feng shui and how does it influence our lives, especially when it comes to abundance?
Okay, so feng shui, it means wind and water. So often when feng shui consultants come round, especially if I'm coming round, I place water in your house to make your dreams come true, shall we say. So feng shui is about moving the energy around in your house. So people say, oh, what is energy, right? So one of the things, how I explain it, if I put you in a corner and I throw 20 coats on you and you're just sitting there, yeah, and then I come and take the coats off, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours later, you're like, oh, and you're all free, yeah? So the idea is where you have that stuck energy, as soon as you move it, the energy can start working for you. Now, abundance is different for different people. So my book, Feng Shui Your Way to Abundance, is about some people want good fortune, some people want helpful people, someone wants relationships. To me, I named it abundance because you want everything, right? So,
Yeah.
So your house is like your blueprint, and every part of your house is for a different area of your life. There's 9 areas of your life. And so by using Feng Shui, you can make 100% what you want to come true. And I have been doing this for, as you say, decades. I do it for personally, for people. I do it for businesses. I remember this one story, right? So my son was in Bangkok working, and they brought a master down into the big building there. And he came in, they flew him in by helicopter. He was there less than 10 minutes. He moved a door and put a water feature in. and then flew off. Probably earned thousands of pounds for doing it. And he said, but Mum, that's what you did in your house this year, or you've done in people's businesses. So it's a big, big thing. It's all over the world. People use it.
Yeah. Well, and I love your book, first of all,
Thank
because you
you.
got a cat on there,
Yeah.
our affinity for cats. So, your book is titled Feng Shui Your Way to Abundance, which of course I love that. Why did you write it, and what do you hope that readers will get out of it?
Okay, so I wrote my first book, Date, Love, Marry, Avoid, because it was all inside me. I had really felt this book that I wanted to write. And then when we went into lockdown, I couldn't visit my clients, and I'm used to traveling all over the world to visit them. And yes, we did have Zoom, and that was good. But I thought, you know what? I will write a book, but I want to make it an easy book for people to be able to use straight away. I know you've read it because you've told me you have, and I
Yes.
wrote it in my voice. So as I'm talking now, that's how I wrote the book. It's not technical, it's usable. So basically I wrote it so that anybody could do it.
Yeah. Well, and that is really what I love about the book, especially because you have the the low shoe grid, if I'm saying
Yeah.
that properly,
Yeah.
of, like these are all the different areas of your house, and you talk about specifically how to map them out. And so, it's like I'm writing in here, like, this is this room, this is this room. And it was just so interesting to read through the different directions. Like, I'm going to talk about the Northeast in particular because, this is about knowledge and wealth, right? That's like the earth corner of your house. And I'm a financial coach. Now, when I mapped this out, what I realized was this corner of my house is actually the garage and the master
Oh,
bathroom
right.
of my house. And so I was like, okay, well, what can I do? And actually, the laundry room is part of that. And so I was like, okay, well, this is obviously not a place where I manage money, but how can I bring some of these elements in? And I specifically remember you said bringing the color red
Yes.
into that area. So I found a red with gold accents shower curtain.
Yay.
And I put that in the master bathroom. And I know we're going to talk about this here in a minute, a little more depth. You talk specifically about decluttering. So I went through, our laundry room also has shelves for our pantry. So I went through all of those shelves, decluttered everything. I mean, I had sunscreen that expired 3 years ago. I'm like, this has got to go. And there's like one shelf at the very top that I am too short to reach, and it mostly has my husband's stuff on it. And I told him, you need to declutter just this one shelf. And I said, it has to be done by the end of the weekend, or I'm just going to start throwing crap away. So he did. And, I don't know if this was coincidence or if this was going to happen anyways, but within 2 days of putting up the shower curtain and decluttering the laundry room in that corner of the house, I had a client re-sign and pay in full.
The thing is, you could say it's coincidence, and I get that, yeah. But what happens is, because you're feng shuiing, yeah, and like what you did was amazing, getting the red and gold. I love that. And decluttering and getting your husband to do his thing. You're clearing the energy. So, like I said, and also the other thing that you're doing is you're manifesting, because you know that this is the area that you're going to be working in. And by working in it, it's gonna make a change. So the universe, or the energy, as I like to say, is already starting to work for you. Yeah. And that's how feng shui works. Interesting that you've got a bathroom, which is actually good, because people say, oh, if you've got a bathroom, it's really bad in feng shui. But it's not, because you've got all that water to maneuver. I mean, I don't have plugs in my sink. I have pebbles.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So when I teach people and they come to teach, I take them down the beach and they're allowed to choose their pebbles and take them home. And the reason for that is if you've got a plug, you don't always have it put in. But if you've got a pebble, the water runs through it, and it's all slowed down. So you always have the fact that your wealth isn't going down the drain. That's. I mean, the people asking about the toilet seat, is it true? And I was like, well, you know, put toilet seats down anyway, because you don't want that flushing everywhere, you know. But just after
I already do that because of the germs. I remember reading something years ago that if you close the lid when you flush, it reduces the amount of germs in the bathroom by like 90%. So to me, it just makes sense to do it anyways.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love that you mentioned the pebble, because I was just at a friend's house, and in her guest bathroom, rather than having the stopper, it's actually, she has a bunch of stones in the bottom of the sink. And I was like, what's going on with the stone? Like, I thought she was washing them off for some reason. She goes, no, they do this at spas. And I was like, oh, they do? Obviously, I don't go to enough spas. But I was like, oh, I love that. I will talk to my husband about, like, hey, let's just pull that stopper out and put a pretty little stone or a crystal in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people come to my house. I remember once when my teenage son was having a party, which he shouldn't have when I was away. He said, do not touch anything. When you go, we can have the party, but everything has to stay the same. Although
like my mother will know. She will know you have disturbed the feng shui, and she will know.
Well, he left many years ago, as they do when they grow up. And I wanted to see the postman to give him his Christmas bonus, but I kept missing him. So there was two £20 notes in the bathroom downstairs, because that's nearest the front door, and my neighbours, my friends, and everyone was using it and everything. And they're like, what does this feng shui do, Janine? With these £20, what's going to happen? Are you going to multiply? I go, no, they're just to give the postman, when I see him, his Christmas box. We can say no that I put random things in. They're like, oh, that's probably going to make her a lot of money, because that's why she's put it there.
So they're like, I'm going to put £20.
Yeah, I'm going to put £20 there.
I love that.
Dare to enter the Wealthy Woman Book Club, where answers exist to forbidden questions, where women of all ages and income secretly gather, where knowledge is shared, where possibilities are explored, where women claim their power. Dare to stay a spell in the Wealthy Woman Book Club. In this place, we lift each other up. In this place, we start dreaming again. In this place, we see financial miracles. In this place, we grow through the glory and the failure. In this place, we step into a new identity. Dare to champion the Wealthy Woman Book Club. We're creating a future where women are financially empowered across the globe. We're creating a future where our daughters stand on equal financial footing with our sons. We're creating a future where we purchase with our principles rather than price tags. We're creating a future where we use the power of money for the benefit of people and the planet. Welcome to the Wealthy Woman Book Club. Dare to come in, woman. Come in. Join us at wealthywomanbookclub.com.
One thing I appreciate about your work is the emphasis on the flow of energy. And as we know, money is energy. You have a section in the book regarding decluttering. Let's talk about why it's important for your bank account to clear the clutter.
That's an interesting question. Decluttering is energy, and in different parts of your house, clutter affects different parts of your life. When we go back to wealth, I think we've discussed this before. So the wealth area is the northeast, but it's also the southeast. So good fortune is in the southeast. And so that area is really important to keep clear. And the element there, obviously the book goes into it much better or deeper, is wood. So what I tend to use there is water. Okay. So if you think of the energy of water as money, yeah, the
Yep.
fact is you're putting water in the area of the most auspicious area, which is the southeast, and that will bring the energy in. In my house, I've got an Art Deco house, so I've got a missing space. And in the missing space outside, I've put a great big pond in. It's got like 40 fish in it. It's massive. And I'm very good. I'm really, really lucky that, I work hard at it as well, but I'm very fortunate at what I do. If my pond stops working, which it has, immediately my funds start to diminish. And it took a whole week, 4 days to get someone in from away to come and fix my pond because it'd been there so long. And as soon as it restarted, the energy started to go. So using Feng Shui for your finances is very important. And because I know it works 100%, and my clients, which there are many of them, would tell you, using water in the southeast, some people say, oh, can I use a pitcher of water? No. Can I use a bucket of water and just fill it up every day? No. Well, you can have a fish tank with no fish in it, but as long as it's bubbling, yeah. Or you could have a bucket of water with it, as long as it's moving water. But you have to put it precisely on. And this year, it's very good to have it in the southeast, especially if you're a manifester, because this year there's a special star in the southeast, about 120 degrees from the center of your house, and this is really good for manifesting money. Now, I know you work with money and you make money work for money making work, right? So you've brought me on here because I'm a Feng Shui person. I have to tell you, by using Feng Shui, and I have been using it for decades, by making sure there's no clutter in this area. I mean, literally no clutter, not that old cat bed, just because the cat loves it. Yeah.
Right.
Because it's that, put a new cat bed in if you need to in specific areas. Yeah. If you come to my house, I've got a light, I've got a couple of things in it, but I don't have a lot of clutter, and I clean it regularly. Well, I clean regularly anyway. If you have animals, you have to. So, and as you and I are massive cat lovers, that's one of the things. I'm also, can I just mention this though? We talk about wealth, right? But we don't talk about gratitude enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think about my wealth, and I'm very grateful for the fact that I do earn the money and I do use it for myself and for other things. And I think being grateful for what you've got ties in really closely with Feng Shui, as well as decluttering and cleaning and everything, because we have to be grateful for what we achieve. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I think that these two things tie in together because, first of all, managing your money well and Feng Shui together, it's like you are doing all the practical things and you are inviting in the best energy, right? So Feng Shui is not a replacement for being responsible with your money. And bringing that gratitude in is so important, especially with when you see people who aren't grateful for what they have. A lot of times I notice that they have a lot of clutter. They have a lot of stuff that they don't use. Their garages are filled to the brim of crap that's shoved in boxes. And I think when we are grateful for what we have, then we treat those things better. And money can see that, it's good in our hands. It's good in our hands because we take good care of the things that we do have and we're generous with it. And the other thing I want to mention too, if you're listening to this episode right now and you know that your finances in particular need a good decluttering because they are in disarray, go grab my mini course, the Financial Tidy Up Bundle. I have linked it for you in the show notes. And just a little fun fact, Janine and I actually met in a business mastermind back in 2020, and I developed that program, the Financial Tidy Up Bundle, in that mastermind
Oh, wow.
that we were in together.
Yeah. Fabulous. I think I did the wealth bundle when you did that. And what I did was, I remember this really well now. And I did the wealth bundle, and it was all the auspicious days that you can use to make money. Because there are auspicious days for everybody to make money, which is part of something that I do. Like when people employ me, I think I've got this year, it's called Snapshot 2026. And it just works exactly when's the best day. Because it's not.
I bought that. I bought your whole bundle, like the auspicious days for everything, for travel, for money, for everything. And it's like, it's a no-brainer price. So if you go on Janine's website, which we have linked in there, you'll be able to find that as well.
Yeah.
So something that I found totally fascinating. I have heard that the front door is described as the mouth of chi, or the place where energy enters your home. Can you explain the significance of the front door in Feng Shui, and how something as simple as what's happening at the front entrance, or even the color that it's painted, might be impacting your abundance?
Okay. So, all right. So if you see people's, we all love watching those big houses with those fantastic doors, and, they're so rich and everything goes really, really well for them because they paid attention to the front door. Okay. So last year, I changed my door. And so I've got the exact door for the house, the plants either side. Now I'm a bit of a romantic, so I love a movie called Practical Magic. So I've got, rather than bay trees, I've got lavender by the front door. So just so you know,
I love that.
And if you think about the energy coming into your house when you open the door, whatever's been going on outside, the energy that comes in with you is the positive energy you want to bring in. Yeah, sometimes we've had a bad day, we bring that energy in with us. But as you go through your front door, if it's clear and tidy and got your happy stuff around you, you immediately change the mode you're in. So your front door is the mouth of the chi. So it's very important to keep that area behind it clear. Don't throw your shoes there or anything like that. It's quite a good idea to have a mirror as you open your front door. You face onto a mirror. So what is said is that as the energy comes in, it hits the mirror and bounces it through the house. I have this. I have a rather large mirror as well, which obviously is quite good when you're going out just before you get as well. Hey. So it's really important to have the mouth of the door, mouth of chi coming in. The other is the eyes, which are your windows. Always have your windows clear and clean, because the idea is that the energy from outside comes in. If it's the doors are, when you open the windows, obviously the energy comes in there. But the idea is if the energy can't see its way in, or you can't see its way out, then you're not getting the positive energy in. So that's the eyes of the house.
So now I'm going to go clean my windows this afternoon just to make sure all the good stuff can get in.
It's funny because I have a window cleaner. I live near a beach, and the chances are that he'll come and then the next day the sand will blow in. But hey, the intention is there. But I think it's really important to bring the energy in. And as I say, we all have days outside the house, maybe not as many as we used to have because we don't have to go out to work or that. But yeah, if you can imagine that. And the other, when you think about when you get on a plane, the door that you go in the plane, or you're always just greeted by the flight attendants, aren't you? And they're always smiling. So that's the effect you want, and you're welcomed in. So you're trying to welcome the energy in.
I love that. I love that. Well, and we have just really touched the tip of the iceberg of what is in this book. You've got a whole entire section in here about gardens, which is amazing. So if we've got some gardeners who are listening, you want to get this book too. Don't just think that this is about money. But for the listener who is thinking, okay, I want more abundance in my life, what are 2 Feng Shui changes that they can make right away that would be super simple for them?
Okay, so find the center of their house. Get your compass. You might have it on your phone, or you can get a manual one. Find 60 degrees from the center of your house. Look at that area. See what's there. Get yourself a little red box. Put all that you want in that box, all positive affirmations of what you want. Place it in the air. Make sure the area is clean, tidy, some fresh flowers maybe, and place that. And anyone can do that. A red.
Okay.
That's just a simple one. And the other thing, a tip on abundance. Okay, right. So this is quite a good one because we spend so much time thinking about things that we should be doing or shouldn't be doing, or we're always on the rush. So one of the nice things to do is to go to the north of your house, which is 0 degrees, not very far from the northeast, and sit there. And I have to tell you, I can't do yoga or any of that, but I can sit with myself sometimes and just count 60 backwards and think about the things you truly want, what makes you happy, what really makes you happy. We all have different things. I am going to mention that I work with street cats, and there's nothing like the energy of saving a little cat that's been sitting on the streets. So things that make you happy inside, when you start to feel happy, abundance flows, and it always does.
Yes.
It's a very positive thing to do. So those are my 2 go-tos.
Well, I love that because it ties into an episode, actually, not this last episode, but the one before, where I talked about why you're not manifesting what you want. Because a lot of people, they bring a worrying energy to their money rather than bringing a positive, joyful, grateful energy to what they want with their money. So you mentioned previously in our conversation about how important it is to be grateful and to give back. And you just mentioned this. You have a passion for animals and you've adopted numerous street cats. I absolutely love that because my cats, Marvin and Miley, are adopted from a local cat rescue. And I continue to financially support that rescue. Yeah, so how have practices like gratitude and giving back, especially with your work with animals, shaped your experience of abundance?
So it's an interesting, right? So I'm a link to a particular charity. And sometimes they ring me up and say, oh, we've got this really bad cationing. Can you have it for this cat for a couple of days? So this little animal comes in, unloved, lived in on the streets, broken legs or whatever. And what you're there is to help them, right? It's going to cost money. It's going to cost money. It's going to cost me money. Yeah. The charity can't afford it. Randomly, or not so randomly, the money turns up to help the animal. Yeah. Because I want to help it so much, and it's going to cost, I don't know, £200-300 to do that. The charity can't do it. So the universe, I believe, when you do something really good, and I'm not doing it because I want the universe, but it's a passion for me, that when I need the money turns up just for the fact that. But for me, I can't wait until I get that slow blink with that trust that, oh, she loves me. I've done it. So for me, Feng Shui has allowed me to be able to do what I do for the charities and have the life that I love as well. So, win-win.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love this so much. Well, I think the two of us could talk for hours about this, and we have just scratched the surface. But Janine, this has been such an eye-opening conversation. I love how you've helped us to see that abundance is not just about the numbers in our bank account, but it's also about the energy in our homes and in our hearts. You've given us some beautiful and practical ways to start shifting that energy today. Your website is linked in the show notes along with all your social media accounts so our listeners can connect with you, learn more about your work, and grab a copy of your book. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you, Christine. This has been lovely.
Well, my friends, this is where I leave you for today. If you enjoyed this conversation, please leave us a review. It helps others to find the Money is Emotional podcast. And if you're not a subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? Just hit that button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, this is Christine Luken reminding you that you're good enough, you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people love you, including me. Bye for now.